Hello class, in this video we'll create a high polygon character model and we'll bake the texture maps so we can use the low polygon model with high resolution textures in game engine. Alright, so let's get started. So first step we'll move on to blocking. So here we're going to go to the front view and load the image references. So this will be the front view reference, and then you'll go to the side view and use the same process to load the image plane. Then you can select both of the image planes and you can adjust their scale and adjust individual image position to align the image together. And with the image selected, so here I'm going to create a display layer and I can turn on or off the visibility, or you can check on T for template or R for reference mode. So with reference mode, you will not be able to select reference images. So here we'll start with a polygon cube and we'll create a base mesh for the body. So you can select the top face and apply extrude and move it up. And you can hit GK to repeat the last command, which is the extrude we just applied. Then you can select the edge loops and adjust the scale to change the thickness of the body. And here I'll continue to extrude to make it the neck and then the head. Then here we'll use the insert edge loop tool to insert some edges on the body, so we can change the thickness of the torso. And here we'll create another cube and we'll use this cube to create the arms. And we'll extrude the side faces and extrude more sections to create the forearms. And one more cube for the palm. And one more cube for the finger. And then you can duplicate this cube to make other fingers. And then you can use a cube to make it a jar. And then a cube for the thigh. Then we will align the body with the thigh. So later on we're going to connect them together. And you can start with a cube for the foot. And select the side faces and extrude. And you can select all of the vertices on the bottom and use the scale tool to scratch it so it will be on the same plane. Then we'll connect all of the blocks together. So before you do that, make sure you delete the side faces on each object. Otherwise, there will be inner faces. You're gonna have a problem when you sculpt the model. Okay, and then we're going to combine the models together, and then you can select the edges on different model and apply bridge. Then you will hit GK to repeat this command. And once you're done, hit QK to quit the tool and adjust the shapes. And then here we're going to go to the insert edge loop tool, and we're going to use a multiple edge loop as one, and that will make a edge loop in the center of the body mesh. And the reason why we do that is because later on we're going to delete another half of the model, so we can just focus on one side of the mesh. So here we'll extrude to make the shoulder and delete the faces on the side, and then select the arm and delete the face on the side as well. So we'll combine these two meshes together and bridge the edges so they will be connected. And same thing for the hand. So here we're going to cut it into 3 different sections. So the edge loop on the palm and on the fingers will be the same. So we're going to delete the side faces and combine the meshes, and then we can connect the edge together. So here you can select the vertices and hold on VK to snap the finger vertex onto the palm. And once you snap it together, you will have to select all of these vertices and apply merge vertices, so it will actually merge the vertices and saw the edges. And then we'll add 2 more edge loops on the side, and then we'll connect the thumb to the palm. And same thing for the palm and the forearm. And once you've done, you can go to the front view and select the vertices at a different location and adjust the wireframe and the shape of the hand. And here you can also use the sculpt tool in Maya to adjust the position of the vertices. Instead of click and select each individual vertex and move the position. So sometimes I kind of feel use the sculpt tool to pose the vertices is a little bit faster and easier. And then we'll connect the body and the thigh. Also remember to delete the side faces before you connect them together. And once you're done, adjust the vertices to adjust the shapes. And same thing for the neck and the foot. So you'll delete the side faces and connect them together. So here I just select the vertices and I merge the vertices directly, so they're going to move them together. And then you can select the edges on different sections of the body and move them out to kind of smooth the model a little bit to make it a round shape. And for the edges in the inner side of the mouth, you can push them in. So this is how it looks so far. The side faces are still flat, so we're going to add more edges. So now we're going to move on to finish our base mesh. I'll turn on X-ray for the mesh so I can see through the mesh and see the image plane. So here you can add more subdivisions on the finger around the joints, so you can adjust the shape of the finger. And just add the edge loop roughly around the joints on the finger. You don't have to be super natural because this is an animation character. And once you're done, just double click on the edge loop and adjust the shape, the thickness. Alright, and then you can adjust the shape around the head. And then here we're going to select the vertices in the center of the head and use the scale tool to scale it down. So by doing that, you're going to put all the vertices on the same line, the same plane, and then you can place them on the center. So this way we'll make our model symmetry. And then here we're going to select the face on the head and extrude to make the eye. And you can bring the vertices out and make another extrude, so you'll make the thickness for the eye. And here you can also create a sphere as the eyeball to mock up the eye. And remember to delete history and freeze transformation, so you can clean the history files. And then we're going to use the multi-cut tool to cut the faces in the inner side of the mouth, and then connect to the center edge. So later on, we're going to flip the meshes, so it will make the edges symmetry. So now we will only cut on one side of the mesh, so it's fine. Here, connect to the center edge, and connect it to the other side. It will make all the faces as quads instead of triangles. And then we can delete one side of the mesh, so we can just focus on the left side of the character. And we'll select the thumb, the nail on the thumb, and extrude, and we're going to make the nail. And same thing for the nails on the index, the middle finger, and the ring finger. And here you can also use the insert edge node tool to insert the edge in the center of the fingers. And then by pushing out the edges, you will make the fingers as a round shape. Add one more edge loop on the side of the thumb, so we can also make the thumb as a rounded shape. And also on the neck. And then here I insert the edge loop on the foot, so we can push the side edges out. And here I'm going to delay the faces around the eye, and I'm going to recreate it. So here I'm going to extrude, and I want to make it thicker. And then I'll use the insert edge node tool to add two edges on left side and right side of the eye. And I'm going to adjust the position of the edges and vertices to kind of create a round shape on the eye. So make a rounded corner for all 4 different corners. And extrude again to make the thickness. And extrude again and push it in. So this is going to hold our eyeball, and you can adjust the position of the eyeball. And you can also insert the edge loop to lock the corner of the eye. And then insert the edge loop on the neck and spread out the wireframe, the vertices. And we're going to delete a face on the head, and we're going to create a cube. So at here we're going to make the ear, and you can delete the face on the side, and then combine them and snap the vertex from the ear to the head. And remember to merge the vertices once you've done. And then we can extrude the top face out and change the scale and thickness of the top face, and we'll make a rough shape for the ear. And then here you can use the multi-cut tool to cut one more section on the ear and connect it to the center edge. And here we just change the faces to 3 different quad instead of triangle shapes. And then spread out the vertices a little bit. And here we're going to duplicate the mesh and put it in a group. And you can flip its scale X value, so you're going to flip the mesh. And remember to freeze transformation and delete history once you've done that. Then go to the front view and select all of the vertices in the center and scale them down to put them on the same plane, the same line, so they will be in the center. And then we can select the faces on the nodes, extrude, and to create a bump on the nodes. And then we can select the mesh and freeze transformation and delete history, so you're going to clean all of the history files. And remember to save the progress file. So in the next video, we're going to move on to unfold the UV, and we're going to move on to sculpt the character.